All right, I'm coming up on day 2 of this wrecked Camry that has the bent subframe that we found, and I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling this side of it down. I don't have a replacement subframe yet, but I'm just gonna get ahead of the schedule here and start pulling this thing out. We left off yesterday where I pulled that last control arm section out, and I've got that panel removed, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this other side off of here because I believe there's some bolts forward in this location by this here panel. Alrighty, I got the panel off down there and I pulled the wheel already. I think what I'm gonna have to do is get all the stuff out of the way that's gonna stop this frame from dropping down, one of which is the whole sway bar assembly. So I'm gonna start with that and just kind of work my way into it until I can get a clear line of sight on how to drop this down, and then we'll get this subframe removed. Hopefully it shows up right about the time I get this thing out of here. And I'll go back and get this other sway bar link to begin with. Oh, thank you for coming out. I'll go in with some pry bar action and just pop that bad boy out of its home if I can. Yeah, it's not gonna do it. I'm gonna go down and take the brackets off next, and then it should give me enough wiggle room to get everything apart. Yep, there's a sway bar. I want to get that out next, but I'm still ahead of myself. I have to get this exhaust piece out of here. Looks fairly straightforward, no rust. All right, I'll break this loose and then buzz it off. Oops. I'll leave that in a little bit until I get the other 2 out so it doesn't fall. Okay, let's flip around. We'll get the rear side of this exhaust pipe off. Now it's time to remove this rubber hanger. For years I used to fight with these things using pry bars and whatnot, but I found myself a special tool designed to push that out. It made life so much easier. Look at that. That was nothing. All good. Okay, now I'm in a position to get this sway bar disconnected. Alright, so the sway bar is just dangling from the link on this side, and I've got 1 bolt holding it up on that side. So I've got to just have to pull that bolt, and then this whole bar will come down. There she is. So in a situation like this where I've got parts everywhere, what I'll do is I'll take the fasteners and place them nearby wherever I set down the part. That way I know these bolts go with this component, and it helps to stay moderately organized. If you look here, I'm starting to get quite a collection of stuff that has been disassembled. At this point, I believe I've got this bracket, an upper control arm, and these 2 lower control arms to remove, and then I can drop this frame out of here. That being said, I'll get this easy stuff off first. Let's see, there they are. There's the bolts. Let's pull these little guys out. And time for the big boy. Oops. I'm gonna put that back because that does suspend the subframe. Okay, let's flip around, get this other bracket. And a couple more ugga-duggas. Okay, one more flippy flop. We're gonna go to work on these control arms. Tight. And a jack stand to take away some of the spring load. So again, the spring doesn't fly out and kill me. Good. Okay, let's back up and get this stabilizer arm removed, or loosened at least. Whoa, car's moving all over the place. It's scary. Oh, I need more leverage. Time for the big boy. There we go. Okay, I'm going to lower the jack down and relieve some spring pressure here. Spring is out. Change the angle of the dangle again. Back. Okay, looks like I'm just left with this upper stabilizing rod here, and then this subframe can drop out. And that's just going to be 2 more bolts. Two more very tight bolts. There. There's one that's free. And last one deep down in there. there a nut on the other side? No, it should be welded to it. Doesn't want to back off though. Odd. Maybe there is one, I just can't reach it. I got my left hand way up there. That's not fair. There is a nut and I dropped it. I'll get that later. Later being now. There it is. Alrighty, it's gonna be 2 more nuts and 2 more big bolts, and this assembly is coming down. And that will be a wrap for this video because my replacement won't be here until tomorrow. And here comes the first big one coming out. Check that out. That bolt is huge. Okay, I'm gonna start lowering this jack and you should see this unit begin to drop down. Yep. Keep in mind I still have one fastener in it over here just to hold on in case this goes south. Which I think we're in good shape. Didn't mean to do that. And I'm pulling this last bolt out now. Stuck. Back up and get it unstuck. Pry bar. Unstuck it is. Got her. And it only took one sacrificial flashlight drop. And that down there is the rear subframe assembly. Normally I wouldn't have removed those by hand, but this one's pretty lightweight, so no worries. Alright guys, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Got everything staged and disassembled, waiting for my new subframe to show up. Once that shows up, then I'll go ahead and release part 3 for you guys. So I'd like to thank everyone for watching, and as always, I need to remind everybody here to not forget to have a great day. See you guys later.